Hello.
What would you say if I would ask you a question today about audit program, but in IATF? How audit program, perfect audit program should look like?
Right. First thing I'll say is it's more complicated. Like most things in IATF, it's more complicated than ISO 9001. So the first thing that we have to understand is in IATF, they talk about 3 types of audit. They talk about system audit, which is audit of the quality management system processes in the organization. Manufacturing process audit, which is an audit of each manufacturing process that the organization has. And then the 3rd type of audit is product audit. So we have to contend in the audit program, we must consider all of those 3 types of audit.
May I ask you if there is some special approach for this kind of audits, like for instance, manufacturing audit, it has to be done on all shifts or any other circumstances which should be also applied for this?
So let's go into a bit more detail on manufacturing process audits first. So we need to ensure the person programming the audits that they're going to allocate competent manufacturing process auditors. So these should be people that have a technical understanding of the relevant manufacturing process, but equally that they understand the concept of FMEA and control plan, because they're going to be 2 key reference documents. The next thing the person doing the program needs to understand is what are the manufacturing processes, and then what shifts do those manufacturing processes operate? Because IATF says that over a 3-year cycle, all processes in manufacturing have to be covered on all shifts. So that takes a little bit more scheduling to make sure that over that 3-year period, we aren't going to miss anything in terms of the manufacturing processes or the shifts. So that can turn into quite a complex audit program, particularly for the bigger companies that have multiple manufacturing processes. So that's one type. And then we have the quality management system audit, which is auditing the system processes of the organization. At minimum, all system processes have to be audited over a 3-year cycle. But depending on performance, depending on risk, depending on the results of previous audits, the frequency could be much higher than that. The minimum requirement is that each system process has to be audited at least once in a 3-year cycle. And then the final type is product audit, which is where the auditor is independently going to select a product, could be at any stage of the manufacturing process, and is going to check that the product meets a defined specification. And again, that will have its own set of competency requirements, because to do that, I need to be able to read the product drawings and specifications, but I also need to be able to use the relevant measuring equipment. So they're the 3 types of audit that must be taken into consideration when we're putting together an IATF 16949 internal audit program.
So it seems that every type of audit in audit program in automotive actually requires completely different competencies.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that is outlined in the IATF requirements itself. In 7.2.3 in the IATF standard, it clearly lays out the competency requirements for a system auditor, a manufacturing process audit, and a product audit. So the person doing the scheduling needs to make sure not only we put the schedule together, but we've got competent, independent auditors to do the audits. People cannot audit their own work because we would have a conflict of interest. So that has to be taken into account in the audit program.
Yeah, this was really very important what you've said at the end. Completely independent auditor from the area which is audited.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Paul. I will ask you about auditor's competency in other video. So let's finish for today. Thank you very much and hear you soon.